black and white economically are real.
All right, I want to go to another topic. There's a woman, Cynthia Tucker, a very far-left woman, who attacks Dr. Ben Carson. And she says, quote, "The good doctor's foray into Republican presidential politics threatens to become his epitaph, to overshadow, perhaps even overwhelm, his academic and surgical accomplishments. He would likely be remembered as the GOP's latest black mascot, a court jester, a minstrel show. He'll be the Herman Cain of 2016 because she doesn't like Dr. Carson's opinion on Obamacare."
But why is Cynthia Tucker, to use your word, attacking Ben Carson, but Ben Carson wasn't attacking the president?
I don't know about that, but
come on, Bill, stop that. You heard the comments that Ben Carson made about the president. He's done it repeatedly, and he does it to Republican applause when he attacks the president. Come on, Bill.
You don't justify bad behavior by talking
I'm not justifying. I'm just asking you a question. You used the word
question
attack.
was he doesn't like Obamacare.
She attacked Ben Carson,
yes,
but you don't say that Ben Carson attacked the president.
Did Ben Carson use any racially loaded terms? No. This is a racially loaded deal.
You're smarter than that. The fact that you don't use a racially tinged term does not mean that you're attacking.
You're deflecting away from Tucker's racism.
You're deflecting away from the attack that Ben Carson
made on Obamacare.
It wasn't just on Obamacare.
It was on Obamacare. This is what drove this.
It's on the president. Here's the bottom line on Ben Carson. I won't use Cynthia's language. That's her language. Here's my assessment. Ben Carson has been respected and revered, not just respected, but revered, admired in black America for years for these gifted hands that he still possesses. But Ben Carson is, how might I put this? He's a black bull in a Republican china shop. And if he's not careful, he's going to do himself irreparable damage. He's going to do the party damage. And if I were a person in his space who professed to love Ben Carson, I'd call for an intervention to stop him from doing what he's doing to himself and his reputation.
Be that as it may, this is a racial attack on Dr. Carson because this woman holds a different opinion on Obamacare than he does. This is wrong.
You invited me earlier to read the entire piece that you did about LBJ and poverty.
I read the entire piece 10 times.
And in this piece, she makes it clear that he has been respected for years, and she just doesn't like the idea that he will allow himself to be a token at the risk of his reputation for the party.
Last question. Yeah. If a white person had written these words against Dr. Ben Carson or any other African American, that person would be out of business.
One, it happens every day. Number two, it's not my language. But number three, Ben Carson has to be careful that what he doesn't invite that same kind of attack on him.
I think he can speak his mind.
Yep.
But this was off the chart.
He ought to stick to neurosurgery, though. Politics that's not his game.
That's your opinion.
You got to know the issues.
That's your
You got to know the issues.
Tavis, Smiley, everybody.